Hello, fellow gamer. My name is Carl. Welcome to Every Little War Studios. It is my very distinct and excited pleasure to share with you today some of my Kickstarter Gribblies. Now, since I am kind of a completionist, I got all the things for Zombicide. There's a large box over there looking at me. Daddy loves you. I have to contain my excitement to just this, so we're just going to show you the initial box. Already played a game. It was a lot of fun, and I'm just going to review the little bits and gribbles that I learned or enjoyed, or we at the table did not enjoy so much. There's several changes now, but hey, this is zombies in space after all, so of course things are going to change. Alright, so what do we got? Initial box set, Zombicide Invader. You're in space, you're dealing with things like low gravity, bad food, stale air, and then these things start knocking on the door asking if you accepted Gribble as your Lord and Savior. So, who is Gribble? I don't know, I made that up. But we're going to start with a big abomination guy. You know what? Out of everything I do love about this game, I'm just going to start off with the thing I don't love. And it's only one. Cool mini or not? Seriously, we'll give you close-ups. Like, this is not a freaking abomination. This is a meat thing that sprays fluid. It's leaking everywhere. It's a drunk party extra. That's what this is. Someone at the party who shows up and vomits everywhere. That's all this guy does. He wanders around creating just extra little spawn things. They call it spores, okay? You have a whole thing of this, okay? I'm a product of the 80s. I am going to call them the Hive, because that's what I want, but IPs and all that. Still, the abomination is my only serious complaint about this whole thing. This is not my abomination. He's wearing a diaper out of, like, sphincters, for God's sake. Look at it yourself. It's weird, okay? So, go away. Alright, aside from that, let's talk about everything I love. Alright, they've definitely upgraded all the monsters, okay? Things like tanks now. Standard workers. Standard not zombie drone guy comes in, punches in the face for 1. Tanks, though, they do take 2 damage to take down, but guess what? They're also dishing out 2 damage when they hit you, so they hit harder. Something to be very aware of. We did not really realize that until we were looking at the rules and someone was in a room with 2 tanks, and then shiitake mushrooms got real. That's what happened, because we realized we got to go. If you're playing a civilian, this will be extremely important, because civilians, they don't have as much life as the security guys, but we'll get to that in a minute. On the upside, though, one of the alternate rules that you get to play with is that concentrated fire, as well as concentrated, what do you want to call it? Concentrated attack. With concentrated attacks, you can nominate 1 target, and you can just keep hammering them. Just freaking die! So, even if you don't have a 2 damage weapon, it's really nice because it allows you to take your one little weapon just really in a satisfying manner, grab them by the collar and just start working them. Or if all you have is something like a little submachine gun, yeah, it's only doing 1 damage, but you can just keep hosing that one guy down movie style and just right into the ground. You can still take out the fatties. You can still take out the abominations that way too. But that's going to take a little more effort. Aside from that, that's the fatties. You got the hunters, standards, just like every other hunter. They run out there and they're doing 2 actions, so they're pretty scary. So that's kind of the basics. A little tweak right there for your bad guys. There's other kinds of abominations, but this is the basic one, the spoiler. As he stomps around, he makes hive locations is what he does. And this causes problems for you because you can't search them, and if hive locations ever link up, you lose. You can damage them. So you got the healthy hive location, or spore side, as they call it, the spored location, corrupted. And then there's the kind that's a little burnt and crispy. You can go in there with flamethrowers and you can toast it. So, hey, let's turn this inactive. That's another thing. All right, so you go around, you search for stuff. The equipment deck. I mean, here's a little spawn deck. Highly recommend these, by the way. Okay, they just keep your decks, your holders, they're your holders. They keep your decks in order. Might want to glue them in. I don't know. That's entirely your call. But they're pretty firm. But the equipment deck has been streamlined. You're not going to be sifting through a deck and finding frying pans. So that's real nice. Everything is pretty much mission essential. You're not going to find a useless piece of equipment. Kind of takes away from the experience a little bit, because there's times where it's like, I found a can of beans. Kind of missed that a little bit. But then again, everything's happening quickly in this game. Alright, so the equipment deck, you can search everywhere. Only one person can search. If you are a civilian, you can search everywhere. If you're a security guy, you can only search in secure locations because you're wearing big, nasty suits of armor. And in secure locations, they are made to be rooted around and used by people in big suits of armor. So, initial box set, you got your 3 civilians. You get Cole, who is totally not the guy from Alien. You get Mitsuki. Oh, little Mitsuki! She is your technophile, if you would. She's the one that, from the very beginning, she does not need a bot controller to operate the bot. She is your happy little technician, so she can control your little robot of destruction. And then you also got Vivian, who is not Sigourney Weaver. So those are your 3 civilians, and they get your 3 security guys. Now the civilians versus security guys, the first difference you're going to notice is, well, security guys have armor, so they're starting at 3 points of life. Some guys, like this guy Magnus, he starts at 6 points of life. He can take a huge beating before he's going to succumb. Civilians, though, 2. One solid hit by a fatty, they are going to be a grease smear against the wall. Aside from that, you also, on your side, because this is science, you get happy little robot of destruction, and you get a Falcon sentry gun. Now, you can either find the controls for these things, and you can remote control them yourself, or if you have the remote ability, let me check that real quick. What's that called exactly? Remote control. There we are. Remote control, and then it specifies what it is. She does the bot. She doesn't do the sentry gun. So you need to find the controller for that. The sentry gun puts very accurate fire into the enemies in its line of sight for the most part. So as long as you can see them, you can plug them. Whereas the bot gives you both shooting and hand-to-hand. They are very fragile, though. That's one thing we found out. You got to protect them. On top of that, they can go inert. Any turn you activate them, you put down this little remote activation thing. So they're active, they're moving around. The enemies consider them a threat. So the enemies, if they can do 1 point of damage, you lose that resource. Mr. Robot goes away. Bye, Mr. Robot. How sad. However, if they're getting close, you can choose not to activate them, and they'll just go inert. The enemies will ignore them, pass right by them. And then you can spring out of the darkness and shoot them some more. Or, as we're finding out, because hand-to-hand does 2 damage each, get in there and start smashing fatties. Sorry, not fatties, they're tanks now. Alright, so this is Zombicide in space. Like, all the other expansions are great. I bought in for several other goodies. They had to change a lot of the artwork, it seems, because it was a little too IP infringy. They even, like, Dr. What was totally... If you go online, you can find pictures of what he originally looked like. And when you saw him, he's like, Doc Brown, love it. along with little Marty McAllister. Anyway, again, expansions, that's something else. I do love the expansions. Anyway, so Zombicide in Space, it's great. They've done several improvements. They've definitely learned some lessons along the way. You actually have dividers inside your box here. Go buy a Plano thing, just seriously. Box control, the fight is real. But they have these little dividers in here now that actually allow you to have your tiles. Woo. Oop, there we are. Everything's reversed in camera. You have these dividers in here that allow you to actually have your tiles in there nice and snug, nothing's falling down between them. Also, inside your box that holds all of your miniatures, I'm not going to break that out right now. Inside wall actually has a picture showing you what order everything goes in. They made it very uniform, very easy, but it allows you to see where everything goes, and that's built into the box. This is great, your little console control dashboard thing. Your character goes right in here. This way you can see what's going on. You put your little extra battleship token marker things, pegs in here. You mark things as you go. You mark life as you lose it. Your little experience tracker is actually built into the bottom here, so you can track your own XP. But here's some of the cool things about this. So you have like your gun that goes right here. If you get something like plenty of ammo, it actually slides in underneath and sticks out as a kind of a tab to show you have plenty of ammo for that weapon. Energy weapons in this game, that's another concept you have to deal with. Energy weapons, you need to find energy cells to use. All the amazing prototype weapons that you find, you have to find energy cells to use them. It does not matter if you're running around with a energy shotgun. If you don't have the batteries to plug into the thing, it's just a big paperweight. So you got your hands right here. You have your body locations right here. So if you have body armor and such, or tack lights, they tack on over here on your body. You can 2 spots for your body. And then you have your backpack right here, a little symbol of backpack. Your cards just line up in a row right there. It's real nice. So yes, love this. Love how they have your whole character right there under control. It's great. Put the rest of these over there. Aside from that, again, I highly encourage, because of this game, you're not just buying it from Target, or at the very least, just go out there, find it online, get the extras, alright? Yeah, it's great to have the little holders. The doors especially are awesome. Whenever you kick them down, you just take the door and you just push. There. Door's open. Just flops right down. Kind of like you kicked it forward. You get a whole bunch of these standard gray security ones, but different scenarios have different doors, different access things you need. You may need the purple key card, the yellow key card. So, hey, here's the purple door. Once you get the purple key card, you can kick it in. And now it's open. Anyway, so that is my little Zombicide review. Really love how they've streamlined everything. Everything ranging from the deck onto how you actually have your little control panel for your character. A lot of thought went into this. The artwork's great. Love the artwork. Love the feel of like us versus the board. Another fun thing that you'll encounter is that ballistic weapons do not work outside, because outside there's no oxygen. There's nothing to combust. So because of this, when you go outside, you need energy weapons or melee weapons. Also, to go outside, you need to find oxygen yourself. There is some oxygen supply rooms, but you don't want those to get hived over or spore infected, corrupted. Oxygen does take up a chest spot, so if you ever plan to go outside, understand that you may go out there with less armor or less equipment, because you have to have a oxygen tank strapped to yourself. All the same, sometimes you have to go outside. Fun game. Anyway, that's what I got going on here right now. Super excited, lots of fun. Like I said, only complaint is, sphincter diaper guy here. I'm going to find alternate abominations for the main abomination. Some of the expansion abominations look pretty sexy. They all have different names, different rules. Some of them look like tropes straight out of games or movies we've played or seen in the past. Others, like there's one called the Babyface Abomination, looks like he's straight out of The Others. In case you haven't played the game The Others, also made by Cool Mini or not. Probably because they use a lot of the same artists. That's why they are so similar. Alright, well, yeah, everything's great. If you know where I can find a set of those plastic tokens instead of the cardboard tokens, by all means let me know, because apparently I did not checkmark that one box. That's the only thing I'm missing from my collection. I'm like, ah! Alright, that's what I got. Love the game, love everything about this. Looking forward to playing it some more. Looks like I'll be playing it this coming Thursday. And aside from that, I haven't decided how I'm going to paint my aliens yet. I'm not sure if I should go with the box set and go with this kind of this gray thing they got going on. I'm not really sold on that color scheme. I don't know. I mean, they're on like a red planet, right? Shouldn't they? Maybe they should be reddish? Dark brown. Well, all the same. I, for one, would love to hear how you're painting yours up, how you've seen them painted up. I'm not really sold on the gray. And before I put brush to miniature, I just need to look into this some more. So any suggestions you have, by all means, like and subscribe. Put it in the comments below. Love to hear it. Aside from that, I have rambled so much, and I am ready to touch miniatures inappropriately. Hello, little robot. Yes. Alright. Y'all have a great day. Keep gaming, roll the dice, do what you gotta do. But by all means, that's it. My name is Carl from Every Little War Studios.